Right, there's loads and loads of pizza dough recipes out there. You've got to play around and find one that works for you. This one works for me for a couple of reasons. It's super quick and easy. Everything's available in the supermarket and it's very, very little sort of time and effort. So, first thing you're gonna need is weighing scales, okay? 300 grams of water. It's like being at the petrol station, trying to stop it on the dot. Ah, he's gone over. 1 packet of fast action yeast. And then we're just gonna give that 5 minutes to sort of just activate. Fizz it around your finger. Just get the yeast all mixed into the water. Right, just let that sit to one side for like 5 minutes. So to that 300 grams of water and the yeast, we're gonna add 500 grams of flour. And this is gonna make us about 3 pizzas. Steadily put it in. I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt. And again, I'm gonna weigh the salt. So we want 9 grams of salt in here. Just gonna now just start working that flour into the yeasty water. See, it's just starting to get a little bit shaggy. Keep going. Keep bringing it round. All right. Now I'm happy that's come together enough. So I'm just gonna turn that out onto a completely dry surface, no flour, and just start working it. We're just gonna stretch that for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and stretchy and all of those fibers within the gluten started to bind together. And then we're just gonna let it rest. Okay, I'm happy with that. You can see that's nice and smooth and stretchy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna tuck in the corners and kind of just roll it into a ball. It's almost like stretching and folding a sourdough. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pop the bowl back over it and wait till it pretty much fills the bowl. Right then, so the dough has now risen. It's just catching the edge of the bowl actually. Perfect, so it's more than doubled in size. Now, is just knock it back. Okay, so I'm gonna just take it from the board, from the side, just knock it right back there. And then we're gonna weigh it again. Now, you could probably get 4 pizzas out of this. I wanna make slightly larger pizzas, so I'm gonna go for 3. Or if you were gonna just do 4, it's 200 grams, which would have been a lot easier, right? But obviously we're gonna try and make it difficult. So what I'm gonna do now is just use my little chopper, or whatever they call scraper. I'm just gonna roughly chop that into 3, and we'll just weigh them, just so that we know that the pizzas are all gonna be the same size. 263, I can probably live with that. 264, there we go, 265, that'll do. So that must be the 3rd one. Now, all we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the dough and just stretch it a little bit and kind of tuck it under. So we're just gonna, as I stretch, I'm tucking, stretch and tuck, and then I'm just gonna spin it round on a deck like that. What a nice plump ball. All good, pizza ball. Right, now, I haven't got a fancy proving tray. This is a shoebox from Tesco, cost me £3, but it does the job. So lid off, I'm just gonna spray the inside with some oil. That's just gonna stop these guys sticking to the sides, to the bottom. I'm gonna try and get them out. Okay, and then just evenly space them out in the box. Don't come around here. 3 might be a squeeze, but we'll make it work, okay? And then lid's gonna go on. You need to leave these for at least 6 hours at room temperature, okay? Right, so we're gonna get the dome lit, the Gozney Dome. We're gonna go with wood today. I've had these lovely bits of kindling and smaller logs, which is needed for a little oven like this, from my man over at Love Logs. Planet friendly firewood means basically that it's been sustainably sourced, and he's down the road as well, so I'll try and use local people wherever I can, so thanks for that. We're just gonna basically make like a Jenga pattern with these bits of kindling to begin with. A single light should be enough to get that going. So I'm gonna give that a couple of minutes, and then once this is going, we're gonna push it right to the back of the oven, and we're gonna start feeding it some more fuel. Okay, so I nipped inside for 2 minutes and I've come back and look at this fire. So I'm just gonna gently, I'm just gonna use the pizza peel just to gently push that to the back of the oven now. We've got a lovely bed of embers going. Now it's important not to put your hands in there, so get yourself some tongs and you can start loading in a few slightly bigger logs. And we're always going to try and build it up so that there's plenty of oxygen getting to the wood all the time. I don't want to smother that fire. Right now, 6 hours later, it's tea time, it's pizza time. Okay, so I've got my pizza dough proved, doubled in size. So I'm going to get it onto the board. And we're just going to start to work outwards. So what I'm trying to do is keep the air all in the crust. So I'm stretching it and just using my fingers. So you notice how the crust is still on the outside. All the air from where it's risen is still there. A bit of flour in my hands now, a little bit over the top. And then I'm going to pick the dough up and just roll it around on my fists. That just evenly stretches it without getting too thin. Back down, another pat around, and you can kind of stretch it on the deck. Just keep stretching. You take a little bit of time with this. Beautiful. Tomato juice, spiced tomato juice. One of my favourite things to put on a pizza topping. I'm going to make this a spicy pepperoni pizza, so there's nothing groundbreaking here. We're also going to use a little bit of this Bullseye Kentucky habanero hot sauce in the sauce. So it's literally just going to hit it with the hot sauce. A little drizzle. And the tomato juice. This is just left over for some Bloody Marys we had at the weekend. Back of a spoon, spread that out. Just up to the edges, not over. You want to make sure you get plenty of that spicy sauce in every bite. I'm going to hit it with some cheddar. Really simple, but in my opinion, the most tasty pizza is the pepperoni of all time. Mozzarella, dashing some nice, generous chunks of mozzarella around. And in every gap that we leave, we're going to fill with a bit of pepperoni. And it's extra pepperoni. This is going to be a super spicy pizza. Get as many of these in there as I can, because you want to get it in every single mouthful. Oh yes. My peel, I'm just going to hit it with some flour and semolina. Gives a nice crispy base, but also really helps to make sure it's going to slide on and off the paddle without any hassle. I'm going to lift the corner and quickly get right underneath it. And we're still in good shape for the oven. And in she goes. That's been in for 90 seconds. It's good to come out. There we go. Boom. Pepperoni pizza. To brown a little bit more, you can just load it into the top of the oven, like this, where the heat is, and that will just brown that pizza off. Super simple pizza, so easy to do. Loads of pepperoni, and every slice is what you want. Let's have a little go. I'm a folder. Are you a folder? Fold it together. Look at that. Absolute perfection. The bottom, perfectly cooked, as you can see. Mozzarella, heaven. Make your own pizza. It's too easy.